What's going on, everyone? So, the Los Angeles Lakers are on a win streak. It should have been a 4-game win streak. They've won 3 out of the last 4 games, losing to the Chicago Bulls in that just epic collapse. But they followed that loss up against 2 of the biggest wins of the season, given the circumstance, given the situation, right? Memphis is a team at the time you were tied record-wise, you wanted to overtake. Houston is a team that you're trying to catch in the standings and try to overtake at some point this season. Well, now that the Lakers handled business, and what a great game that both of those games were. I mean, both of those games felt like playoff level games, particularly that Houston game. There was just so many implications for both teams in that game, and Lakers managed to come out ahead with Luka, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves having their worst offensive game collectively together since they've been together, since they got put together, since the Luka Doncic trade. So that was huge for the Lakers to pull off that win. Thank you, Dorian Finney-Smith and Gabe Vincent. We desperately needed that. But now the Lakers are going to get 3 days before they head into a back-to-back against the Golden State Warriors and the New Orleans Pelicans. Obviously, I'd love to get both of those games. But if the Lakers, all hands on deck against the Golden State Warriors, right? Everyone needs to be there. Everyone needs to go. You need to beat the Warriors. You do that. You handle that business. If the Lakers want to kind of sit guys, in that Pelicans game, especially with Zion and CJ McCollum now out for the remainder of the season, maybe you go with something where you just play Reeves, right, and rest Luka and LeBron. If you wanted to do that, I'm totally okay with it, personally. It's just my thoughts. Obviously, I do think that the Lakers need that win and could use that win because last thing you want to do is lose a game that should be a gimme game, right? Where you can make the argument, handle business against the Warriors. If you even halfway show up in the first half, the game might be over by the third quarter, and then you can get some rest, and then you'd get, 2 days before you go play the Thunder, right? Which you play the Thunder twice back-to-back, not back-to-back days, but twice in a row, both on the road, by the way. But we're at the home stretch, right? You got Warriors, Pelicans, Thunder twice, Mavs, Rockets, and Blazers. You could make an argument the Lakers should win all 7 of those games, right? You can make an argument that the Lakers should at worst lose maybe one of the Thunder game. I could see them splitting the Thunder game, but you should beat the Warriors. You should beat the Pelicans. You should beat the Blazers. Mavericks will be Luka's return game, so that'll be a game that the Lakers should win. And then you got to play the Rockets one more time. So Lakers should win a bare minimum 5 out of the next 7, which would be very important, right? I'd love to see them win, 6 out of the next 7 and get 52 wins, which is what I predicted they would do. Now, granted, when I made the prediction, I had no idea that Luka Doncic was going to be a Laker, right? I just, that was literally the last thing. I didn't have that on my bingo card, but guess what? He's a Laker. But reason I even talking about all this stuff is because I really do think these 3 days are very important for the Lakers, right? I genuinely, I think, Lakers have played a lot of games recently. A lot, right? They had the 3 back-to-backs in a row, right? And then got, a day in between each game going up to where now they get 3 days of rest to where they can kind of, I hope, unwind, take a step back. No hard practice or anything like that. Just kind of let these guys kind of rest their body for a couple games, right? LeBron, obviously he missed 2 weeks, Rui stuff, but you have Austin Reeves who's dealing with that ankle sprain. You have Luka who's dealing with the elbow issue and a bunch of other little knick-knack, little nuance issues. I mean, you saw him in his post-game interview was all iced up and wrapped up with his arm and stuff because he got that little stainer and everything, right? Like, it's good to kind of unwind, let guys kind of refresh, let guys kind of get themselves together. It's why I don't hate the idea of letting them sit for that Pelicans game, because then they'd get another 3 days rest after the Warriors. So you get 3 days rest, then you play the Warriors, beat the Warriors, handle business against the Warriors, and then get another 3 days rest, right? The key guys, right? Kind of just play it that way. Like I said, maybe have like Austin Reeves play, and then, maybe try to find a spot for him to rest at some point or something, or if he's good and he's fine, right, with these 3 days rest, and kind of get his ankle right. Because like I said, I mean, I still wholeheartedly stand by. I would rather guys be healthy and us lose a game or two that we shouldn't lose than, try to push and fight for the 2 seed and guys end up getting hurt or whatever, right? Number one priority should be health, particularly to your top 3 guys, LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves. Those 3 guys, if we're going to win a championship this year, it's on the back of those 3, right? LeBron James and Luka, those 2 have to be transcending. Those 2 have to be the best players on the basketball court every single night. And Austin Reeves needs to be great. Not just good, not just like, man, he was really good. I mean, great. And if those things happen, then the Lakers have a genuine chance of winning an NBA championship, especially with what we saw, the role guys and stuff doing in that Memphis and especially that Houston Rockets series. But I think that this is a really good opportunity for the Lakers to just, unwind, take a step back, rest their bodies, get into the hyperbolic time chamber, get themselves right and together, and just take a little mental break, take a little physical break, kick your legs up, right? Don't do anything too crazy, and get yourself good and healthy, because, luckily the Lakers are at home for the next 2 games before they go on a 3-game road trip. So they don't have to like jump on a plane and do all this. No, they get to go to their own beds. They get to be with their family. They get to eat home cooked food. They get to, it's just all of those things matter, right? And, it's hard to really decompress and unwind at a hotel or whatever. You're flying here, you're flying there, you're doing back-to-backs on the road and stuff, as opposed to you're at home, right? You've been a very good home team. You get to decompress, you get to unwind. You kind of just let loose a little more than you would otherwise because you're at home. And yeah, so I really wanted to talk about this because, like I said, Lakers, they needed this rest. This is a well-deserved rest. And then, you finish the season strong. You get that extra time with the play-in and everything to get some extra rest before you jump into the playoffs. This would be good for the Lakers. But anyways, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How you feel? What are your thoughts? I agree with my points, disagree with my points, kind of mixed in the middle. However you feel, whatever your thoughts are. Either way, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.